Hello, and welcome to a very special episode of Sonic the Human. Today, Sonic the Human will be embarking on an epic journey. An epic journey to interview a certain voice actor best known to provide the voice of certain evil scientist from the Sonic series. I'm Mike Pollock, and you're watching Sonic the Human interviews Mike Pollock.
Hey fans, it's me, right here with our good friend Mike Pollock, voice of Eggman. How you doing?
So far so good, but the night is young.
Cool. And I guess we have somebody else here who just came in, LeftyHeat. What are you doing here?
Hey, what's up everyone? I'm doing pretty good. Glad to be here today.
Oh, cool. I guess we're gonna have an extra person interviewing with us. That's cool. So I got some questions here for you, and I guess we can start with, what made you decide to pursue a career in voice acting?
Well, I started in radio and loved radio as a child. And once I got into radio back in the mid-'80s as a disc jockey, if you want to call it that, I realized that what I really enjoyed was making commercials and doing wacky characters and wacky voices in commercials. And realized eventually that one way to lose the annoying drudgery of radio and enjoy the wacky characters of that I love so much was to become a voice actor. So I get to do wacky characters, I get to do regular commercials as a fairly normal sounding announcer, I get to narrate stuff, I get to read audiobooks, and it's just a real cool wide variety of stuff that usually takes a short amount of time for the short attention span in all of us.
That's way past cool. Oh hey, Lefty, you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I do. So Mike, how did you become a voice actor for 4Kids and for Sega? And like, what were the steps leading up to that? And did you go to college for it? So like, what was your process in doing that?
Sure. There are no real educational requirements to be a voice actor. It's not like you're a surgeon or anything with making any type of life and death decisions. But really it requires being able to act. So I haven't really had as much formal acting training as some of my colleagues, but I've always had a knack for acting. I acted in school and community theater. In college, I was not an acting major, and they wouldn't let you minor in acting at Syracuse University, so I was part of the non-theater majors theater group, which was fun. But I had the knack for acting, so I was able to parlay that into a voice acting type of thing. As for 4Kids, it started rather unglamorously by answering a classified ad in the newspaper. I had built a demo reel out of some of my wacky voices, sent my demo reel to 4Kids, and they liked me, and they hired me for a one-shot episode of a little show called Pokemon. And it was right about the time that they were also starting the 4Kids TV thing, Fox Box as it was called, and then 4Kids TV, and they were building all their shows for there, so they brought me in to audition for stuff there. And that led to, within a couple of years of the Fox Box, of going on to Sonic X when they got that. And they pushed really hard to convince Sega that I was the guy to be Dr. Eggman, and I'm glad to see that the numerous callbacks, which went on for weeks and weeks, eventually paid off, because that snowballed into lots of other stuff.
Cool. All right, well, back to you, Sonic. I know you have another question you want to ask.
Yeah, starting out, did you ever think you'd voice such a famous video game character like Dr. Eggman?
Not in a million years. And I was not, when I started and got the role, I was not the biggest expert on Dr. Eggman. I'm not quite sure that I am now. But I kind of knew he existed, but I was able to take a couple of minutes and do a little Googling and said, oh, that's something pretty big. So yes, it's once I landed the role and once it rolled into from the anime into the video games, I realized, hey, this is pretty cool. So I would say that nowadays it's probably the thing that I am most known for. I'm known for either being in the Sonic franchise or the stuff I've done in Pokemon. So both of which are cool.
Wow, that's really cool. You have anything else, Lefty?
Yes, I do. So, Mike, what is it like to voice act in a major gaming company like Sega?
The actual recording process is pretty much like any other gig. I walk into a studio, I see a script, usually the moment I walk in. Rarely I will see something in advance, but I'm pretty good at what's called cold reading, which is picking up a script and making it look as though I've read it hundreds of times before. And my job is to be as efficient as possible, make as few mistakes as possible, and make sure that I'm giving the director and the producer the performance that they want, so that our session can be held efficiently. I'm in quickly, I'm out quickly, and then they work their magic and turn it into a video game. So the actual recording process, while great fun, is not much different than any other gig from a technical aspect, but it's really cool to hear myself coming out of the back seat of my car when the kids are playing their games on their DSs, and in the case of my younger daughter, on her Leapster.
That's great.
So the part about having it being an actual tangible video game is really cool.
Cool. Sonic, do you have something else?
Yeah, can you tell us about some of your narration work? Like, what TV shows and commercial have you done narration for?
Let's see, I was the narrator for Pokemon. I was the interim narrator of Pokemon for a couple of years. There was the original narrator. He went away for a while. I did it for a while. Then they replaced all of us, and the original narrator got his gig back, so I consider myself the interim narrator. Recently, I've done commercials for, let's see, I was the annoying Mr. Sun in the Sunsetter retractable awning commercials. I've just done some PSAs for the Feed the Pig PSA campaign that the government and the accountants run. Just did a spot for Delimex frozen burritos. I do a whole bunch of local car dealer spots around the country doing various character roles, some of which you may or may not recognize me for, which is fine. When we were doing Viva Pinata, and I was the narrator for that, I was also in a Burger King spot for Viva Pinata, which was very cool, running on cable. And just all sorts of gigs. Some of my most recent stuff that I am able to share is on my website at itsamike.com.
That's really cool, everything you just stated. Now, how did you manage to keep your role as Eggman when all of the other voice actors from 4Kids were replaced in the Sonic games? Like, how did you manage to hold on to everything?
It was pretty much an open recasting call. I'm not entirely sure of the reasoning behind the casting change. That's a Sega question. But I know that I got a call from one of my agents saying, I have this video game role for you, and it's apparently something you've done before. It's Dr. Eggman. And I said, yeah, I believe I'm actually still doing that, but apparently not. So I re-auditioned, basically doing exactly what I had been doing, because that's pretty much what I know how to do as far as Dr. Eggman. And I guess it went through the proper channels at Sega, and when they were casting people, they chose to keep me in the role of Dr. Eggman, which is really cool.
That's great. Right after this, in the next few minutes, we're going to move on to viewer comments, and they're going to, they've been asking us questions because we put up a video earlier, and we'll talk to you about that. But first off, do you have any advice for those who are looking to pursue a career in voice acting?
Sure. Basically, make sure you know how to act. So do as much acting as you can. If you got an acting thing in school, some type of drama club, do that. If you got community theater in town, do that. Listen and do as much any type of acting as you can. If you're watching a cartoon on TV or watching a drama or a sitcom, kind of study the acting and the performance and see what they're doing. Then once you get that done, you're going to want to make a professional sounding demo reel with an assortment of character voices, presuming you can do an assortment of character voices, and you're going to bundle those up and send them out to your favorite studios and hope for the best. For a more in-depth look at the process, you can actually check out a book that I wrote a couple of pages on animation for. It's called Voice for Hire. It's available on my website conveniently at itsamike.com.
That's great.
Thank you.
Cool.
So Tails86 asks, of all the Sonic games you've done voice acting for, which game did you enjoy your acting on the most?
I'm torn between Sonic Generations, which not only being the most recent and being the most impressive with the two different characters coming together, but I think while the Generations was cleverly written, the PA announcements from Sonic Colors have gotten rave reviews from folks that have heard them, and I have heard them, and I remember laughing hysterically as I was recording them. So since I love to laugh when I'm doing what I'm doing, recording Sonic Colors was really funny.
Okay, so do you have anything you'd like to say to all the people watching this interview right now?
Absolutely. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting what I do. Thanks for checking out the new and exciting stuff I'm doing, whether it's in the Sonic franchise or any of the dozens of things that I do that are completely unrelated to Sonic. If they're available to watch, you should watch them. I've got an assortment of video on my website. I've got an assortment of audio on my website. I've got my demos that are part and parcel of what I use to get new and exciting jobs. So by all means, check out what I do. You can even check me out on Facebook. Don't badger me with small talk because I hate small talk. But check in and say hi. That's cool.
All right, cool. So looks like that's pretty much all the questions we have. So thank you, Mr. Mike Pollock, for being on Sonic the Human.
Yeah, just a point of information. Have you checked out yourself in a mirror lately? Because you're not actually Sonic.
Well, thanks for the interview.
Best of luck with that. Best of luck.
I guess I'll talk to you later.
Of course you will.